If you want to do that, take your over to Saudi Arabia and you can run their theocracy. They hold all of the same fucking opinions as you. They hold all the same theocratic values as you. You can go and oppress women there. But unfortunately, in the United States, we live in a free, secular society. And again, I said it like a number of times just now, but I need people to understand that this is the world, the environment that Eden Knight was surrounded by is the one that they want trans people surrounded by, and they want that outcome. That is the outcome they are seeking with all this. But anyway, let's go.
Daniel Kwan and Daniel Swinert won the award for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the Daniels dedicated their speech to transing the kids.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Amazing. Did they actually?
Sir, our fellow nominees, you guys are our heroes. This is weird. We want to dedicate this to the mommies, all the mommies in the world, to our moms, specifically my
The movie's about motherhood, makes sense, right?
mom and dad, Ken and Becky. Thank you for not squashing my creativity when I was making really disturbing horror films or really perverted comedy films or dressing in drag as a kid, which is a threat to nobody. Yeah, thank you to everybody who worked on our movie.
And by the way, there's nothing.
Imagine hearing that small section and being like, "Yep, that was the only thing they dedicated it." Again, look how excited he is to be like, nope. Being trans, incredibly dangerous for society. It is an affront to everything we stand for. Like, look how fucking excited he is. He's so fucking excited to jump on this and be like, nope, the drag, super dangerous, transing the kids. Even, like,
Nothing wrong with that. If a kid is going to be encouraged to pretend that he's the opposite sex, that's totally great. So says Daniel Scheinert, I'm told.
Show me the harm, you fuck. Okay, yeah, go ahead, do it. Show me the harm.
Right now.
Show me the harm. Do it.
The libs are saying that it is a conspiracy theory.
Yes.
To believe that the liberals want to trans the kids.
Yep.
That's a crazy conspiracy theory.
Yep.
You can be suppressed on social media if you say that.
Really? You can be? Well, here's the question, Michael. Can you point to me people who have done that? Not people who have abused TOS and threatened violence for transing the kids. Just simply, what's funny? Michael says that it's Michael says that, oh, you can be censored. Funny you would say that, Michael, with 8,000 views on this fucking video, with what is this? 806 likes, and what? Have you been censored, Michael? Have you? No, you haven't. It's almost like it's not actually a thing that you're going to be canceled on social media or the fuck he said. Like,
and yet we hear it. We hear it from Oscar winners. We hear it from the president. Previously, they told us that the notion of transgenderism at all, there was a conspiracy theory. Oh, you think just because
they're still selling their like gender chocolate, which is actually really funny. These idiots don't realize that they actually make the they actually kind of what's the word, betray their entire argument by making he him and she her chocolates, because it would be very easy to demonstrate how a gender and sex are different things just by simply buying these. I might make that video in the future. I haven't decided, but it's like kind of fucking stupid that they would make she her he him fucking chocolates when it's rather obvious. Like, okay, cool, just thank you, give me resources to prove my point. Thank you, idiots.
Crazy fallacy conspiracy theory. Before that, we were told, oh, you think just because you're going to normalize certain eccentric sexual
Michael Knowles talking about being anti-trans.
That's a crazy conspiracy theory.
Also, you missed a very important article that we read.
Revolution and all sorts of weird, crazy village people stuff all throughout society. No, that's a crazy conspiracy theory. But what do we know? What do we know, folks? We know the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth. Used to be 3 to 6 months. Now I think maybe 3 to 6 days. Really big historic news. I can't believe we couldn't get to it yesterday. This should have been the top of the show, of course. Michelle Yeoh has become the first person identifying as Asian to win the Oscar for Best Actress. I did not.
Wait, huh? Is that what the article says? Michael, are you in? Wait.
First person.
We need to go back really quick because I wasn't paying attention.
The difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth used to be 3 to 6 months. Now I think maybe 3 to 6.
Oh, I love that meme. I love the meme of like the today's conspiracy theory is tomorrow's headline story. That's not at all true, especially since most conspiracy theorists continue to just kind of like mold their theories and like they're never static. They're always like constantly shifting, constantly moving the goalposts, constantly trying to find a way to continue to justify their like insane theory.
Really big historic news. I can't believe we couldn't get to it yesterday. This should have been the top of the show, of course. Michelle Yeoh has become
it's Yeoh. It's just
the
Yeoh.
First person identifying as Asian to win the Oscar for Best Actress. I did not.
What do we got? Michelle Yeoh wins the Oscar for Best Actress, making history as the first person who identifies as Asian to win the award. Okay. Michelle Yeoh is the first Asian. Okay. Is that incorrect? Is there something incorrect about that statement?
I did not misread that. This is breaking according to NPR.
Imagine being
Michelle
this like
Yeoh
spending this much time on like one word.
Making history as the first person who identifies as Asian to win the award. Okay.
He does realize that you could be an American, you could be an Asian American, but not identify as Asian because you identify more with your American background, right? Like he does understand that. Not everybody, unlike Michael, not everybody is like fucking obsessed with their like heritage. Like not everyone's that interested in it. Like what? If Michael won an Oscar, would he be like, you know, I'm Italian because I'm like Mediterranean or whatever the fuck? Like it's some people care, some people don't. If like it's like the smallest deal. Also once again, does it give you less information? No, it doesn't. You are not robbed of any information. It is literally an extra word in the entire sentence. Like being this triggered about it is just fine. Fucking stupidity.
We all just identify. We all are simply people who identify. None of us really is anything at all. Now, the reason they use this language, apparently, is that some other actress.
I mean, he knows it's not going to happen.
Asian actress.
He's not going to. Yeah.
But she didn't wear her ethnicity on her chest on a big sticker that she put on her forehead that said, "I am Asian." So, therefore, we now have to celebrate it again because an actress who identifies as Asian won it. Okay.
I don't
This is a much
think
deeper
she said
issue.
she identifies with Asian also.
This is much deeper than
From what I
racial
understand,
identity
she
politics,
says she's Asian American.
which is
Actually, I don't
where
even know if
most
she
of
says
the
she's Asian
discussion is
American.
right now. This is an issue of epistemology, which keeps coming up because that's really what's at the heart of the transgender debate. That's in large part why the transgender debate is.
Fuck, she's not even okay.
So
she's
hot.
from Malaysia. Fuck,
Why
I didn't
people
even
care so
know
much
that.
about it. It's not because of the handful of people who, throughout history,
God, Michelle Yeoh is
have
such
had
a fucking
confusion about
queen.
their sex and want to.
Yeah, she's from like fucking Malaysia. Where's?
It's not even
Malaysia,
really about
like,
the much
not...
larger number of people who are catching on to this ideology for attention.
Wait a minute. Michael, you fucking idiot. Wait a fucking second. Show me this fucking map. Yeah, no shit. Oh my God. I shouldn't have even given him this much credit. If this is Malaysia, Asia is this. This would be like Pacific Islander. Therefore, you would say you identify as Asian if you identify with this group up here. Holy shit. Wow, I gave him way too much fucking credit. Oh my God, this is so stupid. This is so fucking dumb. Just the Google search really quickly on Michelle Yeoh would give you the obvious, like, yes, she identifies as a Asian actress, even though technically she's from Malaysia, which is in the Pacific, which is part of the Pacific Islands. But we colloquially like kind of batch like all of these kind of East Asian countries together. We kind of batch them together, even though they're not part of the continent of Asia. Fucking A. Oh my God, I'm so. Moving on. God, fucking stupid.
It's about this question of epistemology. Can we really know anything at all? Or can we know that an actress is Asian? Or is the best that we can ever know that someone identifies as Asian? Can we really know?
This is already such a non-issue now.
For almost all of our civilization's history, we have believed
considered can know things. That's what I mean. Like they're they are considered. Yes, that is incredibly correct. But if we're talking like they're not a part of Asia, because Asia is a continent, they would be not part of that continent. By definition, they're not part of the Asian continent. We group them together, but it's why you would put identifies. Like that's why they put that there. Like she is Malaysian and can identify as Asian, but more like definitionally, she's Malaysian. She's of Pacific Island the descent, not Asian technically, but they all get rolled kind of in together.
And we move on and we build on that knowledge, and then we build on more knowledge, and we develop what has been Western civilization. The new idea is radical skepticism, which says we can really never know anything at all. When you're a kid and you say to your friend, hey, what if the color that you think...
Stop talking to me in that voice, Michael. I don't appreciate it. That voice is creepy.
...is blue. What if I see that color as green? Oh, man.
Wait. He does realize that there are colorblind people, and also, like, what makes up color is based on, like, the wavelengths. So if your eye, like... If your vision reads the wavelengths differently, you can see blue as green. Like that is a thing, right? We understand that blue. We have an understanding of like that blue is the color blue because almost everybody else sees blue as the same color. We all identify blue as the specific color. But where blue and green differentiate, the line to which something is blue and something is green, very what's the word, subjective, very subjective. It's why like this might be an old reference, it's why like where's that fucking like dress meme from like years ago? Let's see, I think this is it. Oh no, is that what it is? It's like, is it white or is it gold? Yeah, it's like this. It's why like everyone got into like a debate over, can you open the fucking picture I'm trying to open? It's why everyone got into a debate on like, is this blue or is this white? Because it's all about like lighting. It also depends on what you're looking at, like, and also just what people consider to be blue and white, because if there's any kind of a mix of those two, like this was a whole fucking conversation. Like color's the worst fucking example to come up with, you moron.
Can we know anything at all, man? Maybe, I don't know, maybe you had that conversation as a kid. Maybe you had it over a bong when you were a sophomore in college. Either way, though, it expresses the same idiotic idea. We just can't really know anything at all. That's what the transgender debate's about. Well, how do you know? How do you know that Bruce Jenner really isn't a woman? Can you?
Well, that would be really tough if we all didn't have the understanding that sex and gender are different things, that gender is a social construct based usually around a certain number of social traits and social behaviors and secondary sex characteristics. They have not, being a woman has nothing to do with your reproductive organ or has anything to do with your chromosomes, because ask any woman, go ahead, by all means, go ask your mom, go ask your sister, go ask whatever the closest female that you can find. Ask them the last time they thought about their chromosomes and what that meant about being a woman. They're going to tell you, I haven't thought about it because it's not really all that important. Like, it's not an aspect of womanhood, your fucking chromosomes.
Your answer might be, well, because every physical sign points to his being a man. And then the modern libs will say, well, yeah, but how do you know you can trust those signs? How do you know that those really signify anything at all? So what this becomes a debate over is not even just, can you trust your faculties of perception? It even becomes a debate over, say, epistemological realism and nominalism. Are there really such things as man and woman and leftist ears, tumbler, and microphone? Or is there just kind of stuff? Or they're just particulars? And when we try to broaden those out into categories, even the category of man, even the category of woman, even the category of Asian, that all kinds of breaks down. What is it? These are debates that are not new exactly. They've cropped up in the history of civilization.
That's simply not true. Trans people have been around for quite a while now, and we already know that the Nazis burned trans research back in the 1930s. They always try to pretend like this is like a new thing, and it's not. Trans people have always existed. Intersex people have always existed. Like, it's a small segment of society, but they've always existed. We've heard stories of people cross-dressing, people who, there are civilizations from like thousands of years ago where like the gender roles were either completely different or they were rather fluid. Like we already know that gender as a like as the man woman nuclear family, the concept of gender that he's talking about is only about as old as the last couple hundred years at most. And even then, I'm being a bit generous, considering women weren't even equal members of society, not until like what, the 1920s in the United States. So like even then, I'm being really generous. But like the whole like, oh, this has never been a thing until 2020 is just a lie. Is just simply a lie. 100 years ago, there was already research being conducted on trans people. So like, this is just untrue.
But when they've cropped up, we've had to deal with them. They've led to crises. I mean, there's one in particular it really cropped up in the 11th and 12th century, and then it came to a head in the early 13th century, called the Albigensian crisis, which was, there was this movement of people called the Albigensians who believed that the physical world was entirely evil, the spiritual world was entirely good. And so
this sounds cringe as fucking stupid as hell.
You shouldn't get married. If you're going to have sex at all, it should just be in concubinage. You know, it should just be in these kind of temporary relationships. I guess now we call that cohabitation. You should not have children. You should not do anything.
What does this
permanent.
have to do with literally anything?
You should just try to die off, basically. That is an idea that, if left unchecked, will destroy civilization. And very nearly destroy Western civilization.
That it is.
Now we're facing a similar idea. It's a similar idea. In many ways, it's just the new version of this idea. And so are we going to deal with this seriously?
What the fuck is he talking about?
Or if we start talking about it seriously, are we going to be labeled genocidal maniacs and kicked out of the public square?
Well, Michael, you know, that really depends. It really depends on if you go out like on a stage and you advocate for the extermination of an ideology that is in and of itself an identity. It could possibly, when you call for the extermination of a group, that might tip people off to the fact that no, you're not actually a peaceful person. You're not some good Christian who just wants to read their Bible and live a holy life. No. Like, you want to run a theocracy, which is perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. But if you want to do that, take your bitch ass over to Saudi Arabia and you can run their theocracy. They hold all of the same fucking opinions as you. They hold all the same theocratic values as you. You can go and oppress women there. But unfortunately, in the United States, we live in a free, secular society where we've decided that, maybe women shouldn't be subjected to living barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, led by their man or whatever. Like, we've decided that the ability for women to go out and choose the life that they want to actually, produces a happier society, or at the very least one that is able to choose their happiness. Obviously, the society we live in isn't super happy because we live under capitalism, which is a structure that actively bears down upon people's hopes, dreams, aspirations, and all the rest of that stuff. But either way, that's a problem that everybody has, not specifically women in this system. But like, at the end of the day, Michael's not talking about, oh, we just let trans people go and do what they want to do, and we live our life over here, and they live their life over there. That's not what Michael ever advocates for. What Michael advocates for is a system that leads to trans people being forced into detransitioning, trans people being forced into an identity that they do not want to live under, which ends up leading to, coincidentally, them committing suicide, which is at the end of the day the thing that Michael wants. Keep in mind that article that we read earlier, that is the outcome that Michael Knowles is looking for. That is what he is looking for. He is so put upon, he is so fucking bothered that somebody used the word identified in a fucking Oscars confirmation of Michelle Yeoh winning an award. He is so fucking bothered by men wearing dresses. He is so fucking bothered by trans women existing. He is so bothered by all of these things that he is willing to create, build, and advocate for a system, not in that order, obviously, but a system that leads to the oppression, the degradation, and ultimately the extermination of trans people. That is what he wants at the end of the day. And he plays nice with all this bullshit, good Christian, I wear my suit but unbutton my top fucking button. No, fuck that. I have a serious problem with people like this. I grew up Catholic. I grew up going to fucking church. Now, granted, I am an agnostic these days. But goddamn, am I fucking sick of people like this who get on their fucking million-person, like, subscriber fucking platforms and pretend that they are some fucking voice of Christian reason when they're not. They're hateful, they're vile, and they want nothing but harm done to certain people. Because at the end of the day, people like this are fundamentalists. They're not religious because they believe in God. They're not religious because they believe in virtue. They're religious because at the end of the day, it gives them a structure, it gives them a system that allows them to put themselves at the top of a society and others below them. That's why he always talks about God. That's why he quotes scripture. That's why he wears this fucking suit. Every single time he does this, it is only to cosplay as an actually spiritual person. There is nothing spiritual about anything that he pushes on his fucking platform. All of it is a vehicle for the subjugation of a group of people that he just doesn't like.
I'm told, stop thinking about that. Well, the stakes are much higher than we are told. We are told that the stakes are, oh, just let anybody do whatever they want to do. Who cares? It's not hurting you. We can't, look, you don't know anything. We don't know very much. Maybe that woman's Asian. Maybe she just identifies as Asian. I don't know. Who knows? Well, if we don't know anything, then we're not going to have a civilization. We're going to very quickly forget the civilization that we once had.
What civilization, Michael? Would you like to tell me? No, because he doesn't know what the fuck a civilization is. To him, a civilization is just a bunch of white people. That's what he thinks in his head. He's just thinking like, man, if we let all of these people who, don't get married and aren't barefoot pregnant in the fucking kitchen, making me a fucking sandwich along with the rest of my my good Christian white brothers out here, then, our civilization will fall. It's also why they're so fucking obsessed with the fucking birth rate bullshit. It's also why they're obsessed with that. But yeah, again, like, this is the outcomes they want. At the end of the day, this is the outcome they want. They want trans people in the closet. They want them to either not be trans, which is basically to live a life under an identity they don't want to, which makes them generally unhappy. which leads to suicide, or they just want them to just just do it like now. That's what they want. That's the outcome they are steering towards. The thing that they tell, like at the end of all YouTube videos where they tell you to like click on one of these like things to watch more videos. Yeah, I've been meaning to film one of those. So that's what I was doing. I was just setting it up to film one.